Is there still a markup on C8 Corvettes? Well, when these things came out, they were nearly impossible to get. And as time has gone on, I mean, we're into almost 2024, there's 4 years of this Corvette now. It's getting easier and easier to find. I mean, they're all over the place, but they're one of the last cars that still have a market adjustment, a market increase over MSRP. This is a 1LT 2020 Corvette with 3,500 miles that I bought from one of you guys. In today's video, we're gonna find out if there is still a market adjustment on C8 Corvettes. This is a 1LT MSRP, 59,000 miles. It does have an exhaust upgrade, does have a wheel upgrade, and has a ground effects package, which makes it a little bit more expensive than a regular standard 1LT. Those are aftermarket parts. Today's video, are we gonna get more than the MSRP from nearly 4 years ago? You're gonna find out alongside with me. My name is Craig from Flying Wheels. Let's get going. Okay, it is 6:30 in the morning. This is my 2020 C8 Corvette. It has 3,500 miles. You'll see it has MRR wheels, thanks to Carlos Morales at MRR Wheels. It has a really, really cool ground effects package all the way back, which really spices this car up. I love that giant vent right there that cools. Look, it goes right into cooling right there and into the radiators. We have staggered wheels, so they're wider in the rear. And we also have, you can't see it from there, I think this one sticks out a little bit farther, hooker exhaust, which sounds amazing. Now this does have the Z51 package, which is like their track package. It comes with a standard, a louder exhaust, different suspension, different braking. It has an oil sump system. This car is really amazing, and it also has red interiors. The fact that it has a Z51 package really makes it worth a lot more because not every one of them has it. And it was actually an upgrade, like a $6,000 upgrade. So this car I think was around $68,000 new, add for wheels, body, exhaust. Probably the owner was into it for near $70,000. I paid $61,000, which to my knowledge is the cheapest C8 I've ever seen. And it was only because he was a fan, he was a viewer, he was buying a Z06, he was ready to move up in the Corvette world, and I scored this thing. It needed some love too. We're into it for another $2,000 in paint correction, ceramic coating, detailing, and just going through a recon process today. So I'm into it for about $63,000. Today we're gonna bring it to the auction and see if we can make some money on it. Now here's my favorite part, the cold start. Actually, before the cold start, here's my not favorite part, climbing in the car, then the cold start. Forgot that it has this lower lip kit. Last night when I put it on the trailer, I'd used blocks that could have just destroyed that, and for some reason I didn't. All right, now even though we just spent near $2,000 to have this thing paint corrected, ceramic coated, detailed, recon, gone through everything, black. And to be quite honest with you, now that I own a black Corvette and I love the way it looks, I would never buy a black Corvette because it's instantly dirty again, like right away. From a wash to get home, it is right away dirty, which is so frustrating. So we got to take it to the touchless car wash before we bring it to the auction because, again, it's filthy. And then I'm gonna go home because I went to the gym, brought my car with me, dropping it off first thing so everybody gets here before me can see it. And then I'm coming back with my truck and trailer later today. Listen to how this car sounds though in Z mode. I love that hooker exhaust. Wow, and then I can sound so good. Bang for your buck sports car you could ever buy. It is so fast, so cool looking, unbelievable. Like the bang for your buck, $70,000, you can have a car like this. Now I have a Ferrari that is 20 years older, that doesn't perform this way, that doesn't handle this way, that doesn't have this technology, that isn't as fast, that I can't put on the track because I always feel like it's gonna break. And this is $20-something thousand less than that stupid Ferrari. I would keep this car if I could sell the Ferrari, but nobody wants a Ferrari right now. I knew it when I bought the car. All right, you'll see right here some missing buttons, just like black spots right here and right here. Those are for your cooled seats and heated seats. These are called pour buttons. Why? Because they're missing the heated and cooled seats. No heated steering wheel, no front end lift, no PDR, like performance data recording front camera. It has a rear camera, but it is a 1LT, so I'm missing head-up display. A 2LT is really worth the upgrade. You can get some, a 3LT is unnecessary. With a 3LT, you'll get the better seats, you'll get a carbon fiber steering wheel, you'll get some more options that, to be quite honest with you, aren't completely necessary. The 2LT comes with packages you want. The 1LT, it comes with performance. And that's, you know, leather and stuff, that's about it. Have you heard of Temu?
Yes.
Temu app. My kids are like crazy about Temu. They're getting all these things. Some of it's pretty good and the prices are crazy. So today's video is sponsored by Temu. They reached out to me and said, Craig, here's $100. We went online, we picked out a bunch of stuff, and it just seemed like it just kept coming. Like we just kept getting stuff and never hit that $100 mark. And I got a lot of stuff for the shop. I got stuff for my kids. I got stuff for my wife. Have you tried it yet?
I have.
You don't get this deal then.
Oh.
You do. So first time users get 50% off their first purchase when you download the Temu app by clicking the link in the description, and there's a very specific code for me right here. So Temu has just so many affordable products in every type of category. I picked a bunch of garage tools, stuff for the shop. What did you get? I'm just curious to see what you purchased.
I don't know. My daughter got a few things. I think she got like makeup brushes. My son got those LED lights that you can like put around the TV or something.
Yeah, I think I ordered those.
Yeah.
Once you start going down the app, you
it's
just start.
It's a deep dive.
It's a rabbit hole,
yeah.
So once again, you can download the Temu app in a direct link down below. New users get 50% off your first order, and also free shipping and free returns within the first 90 days. Thanks for sponsoring this video, Temu. And I'm just warning you, it is a rabbit hole. You're gonna get so much stuff that you didn't know you wanted. Go ahead and download the app and link down in the description. Thank you, Temu. Well, we are at the car wash before the auction, and yes, it is touchless. I wouldn't dare bring a car like this through a brushed car wash. We go through the touchless car wash. And even the chemicals that they use are still semi-hard on a vehicle. Would you look at that? Even with the engine hood, whatever you call this, closed, the engine still gets a wash. Well, the car is clean. We took our artsy photos and videos. I actually haven't even listed this thing for sale. I bought it in July and I drove it through July and August. It's now September, so I got to drive this thing for 2 months. Now I have a Corvette, I have a Skyline. I don't drive any of them. You know what I drive? My Audi e-tron GT, because it's a great reliable daily driver, and I drive my truck like to the auction. And then this car, the Ferrari, they only have 2 seats. I have 3 kids and a wife. I can't fit anyone in anything, so I never use these things. So as cool as it is to have, I never use them ever. So they kind of just tie up a lot of money versus like the boat. I use it every weekend, and that's why my boat videos are so important to me. I get to use those and make memories with my family all the time. This, I drive it by myself, and that's the only time I get to use it. And it's like to and from work, because that's the only thing I do, or cart my kids around to sports. And that's why we're gonna sell it today. Right, so I'm home, I'm in a shower, the Corvette is at the auction, and there goes my e-tron. Welcome back to the auction after a fresh shower. Good morning. Corvette behind me. My Corvette's out here somewhere, and it is auction day, and you guys are going to walk around with me to see what's here alongside my Corvette. Oh, good. They showcased it. Now, what I have going for me today is that it's 92 degrees. It is absolutely beautiful outside. So there's no worries, like summer's near over, and by the time you're watching this, it's probably already over. But at 92 degrees, summer's still in everybody's mind. So fun cars, toys, convertibles. I took the top off my car. There it is right there. So when I said showcased, I mean they put my car up front so everybody gets to see it, which is great. That is such a beautiful car, and I took the roof off just because it looks better this way. You can see into the engine right here. All the moisture's dried out from the car wash. Car looks great. And when I said showcase, that's what I mean. They're gonna put my car along with this, what is it, C10? And is this a Bonneville? All right up front for everybody to see, which is pretty neat. Well, to start the auction day, I know everybody's gonna wanna see this. So is this a Le Mans or a Bonneville? That is a cool looking car. Pontiac blue engine, I like that. 326 convertible. That is cool. And then check out this GMC. I like how they wrote V8. I've never noticed that before. V8 bucket seats. I would prefer this to be original cold start, pump gas, turnkey. That doesn't look like much for having to have directions on how to start the car. I love auction day because it gets me out of the office. I say this all the time. It gets me out of the office and I get to do car shopping, some retail therapy. And I can tell you there are a couple cars that still have a market adjustment, and that is primarily what this video is about. Is there still a market adjustment on Corvettes? Essentially, yeah, because the guy pretty much got it sold to me for what he paid for it 3 years ago. So essentially, yeah, there is a market adjustment. But another car that has market adjustment are these Land Rover Defenders. 2020, 2021, you can nearly not even touch these things. So you were paying a premium on them. The values are starting to come down. People are smartening up on the Broncos too. So the Broncos, unless it's a Raptor, there's really not a market adjustment on them anymore. Is this orange beauty right here, 2019 Corvette SS, 21,000 miles. I love the color. Is it a 6-speed? And it is a 6-speed. Check out this interior. Wow, that's beautiful. Do these come in a 7-speed like the Corvettes or no? No, 6-speed in Camaros, 7-speed in the C7 Corvette. Both have a 6.2 liter V8. Is there anything different from the Corvette, C7 Corvette 6.2 to the Camaro 6.2? You guys tell me. Speaking of C7 Corvettes, here's one right here. I actually have a near identical. If the video has or has not come out yet, it will shortly if it hasn't already. Mine is an automatic. Mine is not a convertible. Mine has a reconstructed title, and the buyer lied to me and burned me on it. Not the seller, the liar. That's a good looking car. What a beautiful color and a perfect gray interior to match. Now, something else that had a gigantic market adjustment was not this Rubicon. Oh yeah, this is a 392 Rubicon, 392 V8. These were $80,000 not that long ago. This is a 22 with 9,000 miles. Is there still a market adjustment on them? Such a cool looking Jeep, and they finally put a V8 in it. Now, what's funny about the Wrangler is they came out with the 4-cylinder again. Back in the 80s, they had 4 cylinders, and they had the 4-liter 6-cylinders, which are inline 6s, best engine Chrysler ever made, the Jeeps ever made. Then they came back with a 4-cylinder turbo option in this body style Wrangler, I think the JL. They have a 6-cylinder, 3.6 liter 6-cylinder. Now they have a 392 V8. 4-cylinder all the way up to 8-cylinder in the same body. So that's the vast, like the variation in power. You go from 4-cylinder turbo all the way up to a 392 Hemi. Mustang does that as well. You can get a 4-cylinder turbo Mustang, 6-cylinder V8, all the way up to a supercharged V8, all same body, just like the weight is the same, different engine. So that's, imagine the difference in performance you're gonna get just from the engine alone being in the same car with the same weight. And hey, here's that Corvette convertible. 2003, 81,000 miles. These tires, G-Force tires, they look like they're off-road tires. 81,000 miles in an 03 Corvette convertible. Now these are like my bread and butter. These just about anybody can afford. You buy a C8, you're at the top of the market for people with money, and when people aren't spending money, they're not buying this stuff. There's always somebody buying toys, especially affordable ones. So I do well with these because they're sub $20,000 cars. Very rarely do you see a 911 running through. This is a 2017 with 73,000 miles. What's cool about this car is they're fairly reliable. Like I couldn't buy a Ferrari or a Lamborghini and run at 73,000 miles, and I bet this is like minimal maintenance, just regular scheduled stuff and nothing expensive. Versus you get something else in this same category, again, Ferrari, Lamborghini, McLaren, you're at the shop all the time with $5,000 repair bills. Now I did just say that, but check this out. PADM disabled, steering wheel limited with driving conditions, and then transmission, what did that say, transmission or suspension? Suspension system fault, drive with caution. Now this is an auction car, a bank owned car, but keep this in mind. 4 seats, 73,000 miles, and this is essentially near supercar level. Look, I can change the exhaust tone right there. I can change the suspension levels right here if it was working. This is an amazing, amazing car, and they're far more reliable than anything else in its category, aside from Corvettes. It doesn't have that rumble of a Corvette though, but high-end top speeds, these things, high RPMs, these things sound great. A little tip, oftentimes you can take those to like Volkswagen and Audi dealers, and they can repair them with a lot of the same parts. Mechanically, it's a different engine, but a lot of the other things are the same. Same with Lamborghini and Porsche Cayenne, which is an Audi Q8, which is a Volkswagen Touareg? What's the bigger Volkswagen? It's all the same. And that Urus has the same engine platform as the Q8 or the RSQ8 and the SQ8, so a lot of it's Volkswagen parts. You can pay Volkswagen labor rates instead of Lamborghini labor rates. I videoed this thing a few weeks ago and I feel like I should have bought it. Not in service, that's why it's still here. I was just gonna ask why it's still here. Hey, looks like everybody's starting to think about getting rid of their toys. Check out this Fox Body Mustang. I love the original chrome wheels. What are they, 15-inch? 16-inch wheels. These were the upgrade on the Fox Body Mustangs. 4-cylinder, Dog-O-Matic. Looks like super clean leather interior on this, but it's blue in the rear, black in the gray in the front, so those aren't originals. These actually look like the next generation Mustang seats with old headrests. They look good in here though. Too bad it's not a 5-speed. 1988 with 68,000 miles. 5-digit odometer, so it could be 168,000 miles, which is probably more likely. Now this is a convertible, but what's cool about these cars was actually the LX. So the hatchback and the coupe LXs were slightly more popular throughout different times of the Mustang generations. See the trunk lid, like the flat trunk lid, those came in an LX as well. LX also had the fastback. Here's how you can tell it's a GT. Number one, it says GT right down there, but the LX didn't come with this rear bumper and these rear side skirts. So all that trim down the side, those flares that flare the car up, that's what makes it the GT on this car. These are blended right in there and painted. Yikes. That trim was painted right over. Same with the 5 liter. They didn't even remove the 5 liter badge on it. The actual auction hasn't started yet, but I was here early and they have what they call the in-op lane, meaning there's something wrong, they can't run through the auction, so they do in-op vehicles before the auction starts. I'm a high bidder on this 08 Lincoln Navigator L with 124,000 miles. Never looked at it, saw it up on a screen. It was $1,500. Let's check it out. I think the L means long, or EL, extended length in the Expeditions. These things are pretty great. 8 passenger, DVD, and in the L you actually get storage behind the 3rd row, which is great. I don't even know if this thing runs. Will it start? Oh, it starts. Great. Sounds okay. Has a check engine light, has a brake light on, but it started. That says a lot. Heated seats, air conditioned seats, 4x4, decent mileage, $1,500. I have an if, meaning I didn't meet the seller's reserve. We'll find out if we get it later today. The problem with buying these older Expeditions though, oh, wait a minute. These rockers are always rotted, and they're not. Huh. Surprising. This could be a score for me. I was actually the high bidder on this Corvette last week. 154,000 miles. I looked at it last week. It runs well. Oh, it's locked. I hate when they lock the cars, but it's rough. Like the headlights are oxidized. There's paint chips everywhere. But again, it has 150,000 miles. So for a C6 Corvette with 154,000 miles, someone's still going to buy it. There's still an ass for this seat somewhere out there. So it doesn't really scare me. I know the engine and the transmission are good on these. They're pretty solid. Somebody's just going to have to put up with all the rattling that Corvettes get over time. I'll bid on this again. Well, without further ado, the auction has begun. I'm going to go inside. I'll show you a little bit, and we'll go over some prices in a minute, and we'll see what we ended up buying, and also that Corvette's running through, so we'll find out if the Corvette sells and what we get for it. Before we go in, I just wanted one last look at this old girl. She is beautiful. Now, the reason it's here is because there is still a market adjustment on these, so even though I just said you can get them, you're still going to have to wait. There's a wait list on them. This is $115,000 right now at the auction, and it's probably a $100,000 truck, so there's still a market adjustment on Escalades. Not sure what MSRP was on this Bronco. It's an Outer Banks and it's at $47,000. So that's why they run this stuff through the auction, because you'll get a premium here. Why sell at retail and deal with a pain in the ass customer? This is a 2023 as well with 5,400 miles. I'm thinking people just want out of their high payments now. Get out of this stuff with expensive cars and just get something normal again. Well, not everything's a winner. Damn Fords. Probably has a slipping transmission too. They are at A41, I am at A50, so I'm coming up very shortly. All right, as a seller, you have to advocate for yourself and your cars. We're at like A43, I'm A50. My car should have been started and running by now. It isn't, so I went down to the lane leader to ask, and I'm just gonna start it up and get it going myself. I love that. When you open the door, that comes up on the screen. Hit that so the exhaust sounds better. Oh yeah, it does. Clear everything out. We're good. And there we go. She's running. She sounds great. It's in Z mode, so it sounds even better. The wheels are clean. Everything is good. And I alerted the lane leader that it's up here, so he knows to send somebody up to drive it through. And before mine goes in, here's that 392 Wrangler. Instead of 85,000, now it's at 71,000, but they won't sell it. If I didn't have that stupid Ferrari, I would keep this car. That is so beautiful. So beautiful.
Take a look at this one. Nicest one here today, ladies and gentlemen. It's going to be number 50 titles here, 20 miles, 3,000 miles on.
Tops in the back.
Tops in the back, ladies and gentlemen.
2 keys.
2 keys, 100% green light.
$2,000 hooker exhaust.
$2,000 hooker exhaust.
And I just had it ceramic coated and uncorrected.
Just had it ceramic coated and paint corrected. 65, 67,000, 66, 68, 68, 69, 69, 69,000, 69,000, 68, find the money.
69.
If you do 69, I think I can get it on. 68.5, you done there? Want to put them on there? Sold it. 68.5, number 162. 68.5 number 162.
Title's here. 68.5, and this is for the auctioneer to hook him up for hooking me up. So $68,500 is the final number minus fees, so I'll probably walk away with $68,000. I own that car for about $62,000, so I have a net profit of about $6,000, and I got to drive a C8 Corvette for the summer. Like, it's the end of the summer. I got to drive that thing. Not a lot, because I have so many other toys, which is like such a problem to have, right? First world problems. I love that car. That was my favorite one in my entire fleet. That car was awesome. But if the video video hasn't come out yet, teaser. I just bought a new boat for my family. I gave up on the boat disaster, although that boat has been good to me, and a lot of you subscribe because of that boat. I bought a new boat. I gotta pay it off. I can't have an 8% interest rate on a boat. It's ridiculous. So I'm gonna take that check, pay off the boat, sell my other boat, and then have some cash in the bank. I don't need a Corvette going into winter. Gotta liquidate. I'm selling all these things. I gotta get rid of my Skyline. My Skyline's for sale. I gotta get rid of my Ferrari. My Ferrari is for sale. And then a couple other toys too. The ones I do love, Eagle Talon, the Prelude, like $5,000, $10,000 cars. Those don't tie up any money, so I can keep those. $68,000 cars, $88,000 Ferraris. You can't have money tied up like that when it could be making you money. That is not an asset. That is a liability. You need to be having this money work for you like it did in this Corvette. Now that I have the money available, if I didn't buy my boat, now that I have the money available, if I didn't pay off the boat, I could go buy other things with it as well and then just keep rolling money. So that's the idea. You want to use your money to your benefit, to work for you, not against you. Having it tied up in cars doesn't make any sense. Unless, of course, you're me and this is your job.
Hello, darkness, my old friend.
Hello, darkness, my old friend. I'll see you later. It's been fun. Here's another thing which we haven't even touched upon yet. I have a number on an E-Ray. So as soon as that electric E-Ray comes out, I'm gonna be buying one of those. So I don't need that when I have another E-Ray, another Stingray C8 coming out. It'll be a 24 when it comes out. So I can get rid of it, move on. This will be my second. The E-Ray will be my third C8. I also got a call finally on the Hummer EV. So the Hummer EV, I have an order on it. Like I'm actually gonna get one, which is amazing. So that'll be coming out soon too. I just, you know, you can't get connected. I get caught up on everything. I fall in love with everything. You can't be doing that. You got to move on. Just looking at the title right now, I bought that car with 3,497 miles. We sold it with 3,634. So like 150 miles I put on it. That's how little I drove that thing in 2 months. So it's not about the drive. It's fun. It was a good time for 150 miles. Made some videos with it. But it's about the end profit. That's the point. That's why I do this, and that's the high right there. It's like winning a lottery ticket every time it happens. All right, back at it. We're back at the auction. What is this thing worth? I want you guys to tell me in the comments what it's worth, and then after the end of the video, I'll tell you what it's sold for. Yeah, Corvettes are everywhere. A few years ago, you couldn't spot them anywhere. By the way, check out that. Is that a Mach 1 down there? Hey, you all know Papa Al. He's been at the auction all day sweating, and he took us off because it was 92 degrees out. So the auction is over. I ended up getting the Navigator for $1,500. Gonna do some brake lines to it, and I think there's a check engine light on. The other one I got, so you know what I sold, right? Sold the Corvette, then I bought another Corvette. I bought that blue Corvette. So we're gonna grab some lunch, we're gonna go check out that Corvette, the link, and get them out of here. I'm gonna do a little bit more talking about the market and market adjustments and inflation, and then wrap it up. Well, lunch is over and I'm back at the auction, and check out what I bought. That girl right there, 2005 Chevy Corvette in blue, love the color, 154,000 miles. This is the new ride. This is the new whip. Is it perfect? No. Are you? No. So cut me some slack. All right, let's check this car out. I looked at it last week. That's why I didn't look at it too much on camera. It has 150,000 miles and it shows that way. I mean, it's pretty clean for what it is. Holy moly, I thought it was hot outside. It's even hotter in here. It came with 2 keys, 2 remotes. Will it start? It starts. There is no check engine light on, right? Yeah, no check engine light. Oh, good, everything shut off. Again, both keys. Is the AC cold? Yes, the AC is cold. All right, so I traded a Corvette for a lesser Corvette, and like I was talking about earlier, it is significantly easier to sell something sub 20 than it is to sell something 75,000. So I liquidated the Corvette. I got a good amount of money back. I made a little bit of money. I bought another Corvette, which we're probably gonna make the same amount of money on this one and tie up 1/6 the amount. Speaking of, there's my Black Beauty right there. Wow, that is just such a nice car. Am I having seller's remorse? Nah, there'll always be another one. Don't get attached, Craig. And here's my other purchase for a whopping $1,700 with fees. A 2008 Lincoln Navigator EL with 124,000 miles and no brakes. No brakes. Careful. I'm hoping I can drive it with the emergency brake. Oh, it doesn't know. This could be dangerous, but I'm only bringing it outside. I'll throw it on the trailer. Oh, I have a little bit of a brake. Not a lot. I like a little, but not a lot. That's for my kids. I'd appreciate that. A little bit of brake. So I'll get it outside. It'll get up on the trailer and we can bring it home. AC's cold. Can we stop? Yeah, we stopped. We're good. We're good. Wow, that is a good-looking $11,000 car and a good-looking $1,700 car. All right, let's talk numbers. This whole video is about market adjustments, right? That was the principal idea of this video. That Corvette 1LT had an MSRP of around $59,000 in 2020. He waited, so he probably waited 6 months to get it. Doesn't matter. Add Z51 package. That's $7,000. So it was about $66,000. He added wheels. Wheels were probably $2,000. Exhaust was another $2,000. So 66 plus 2 plus another 2, so about $70,000 for that car. He drove it for 3 years, sold it to me. He took the loss. So he basically sold it for a 1LT base model MSRP from me because he can't do what I do. So he can't bring it here to sell it. I can. Now that 1LT car in 2020, when you weren't able to get those, if I put a number in, got one, brought it to the auction, I could have sold that for about $85,000. So there's roughly $15,000 markup, a market adjustment on those Corvettes. Nowadays, there is no market adjustment. You put your name in, you wait 3 to 6 months, it shows up, and that's it. You get the exact car you want, and you pay MSRP. If anybody's charging market adjustments right now, it's ridiculous. You should move on because it's not necessary. Also, the Corvette market is flooded with people selling their Corvettes. Interest rates are high. They're trying to get rid of their extra cars. We're in an election year, and we're not in a recession, or we are in a recession, whatever. I can tell you, nobody can afford groceries. So what's the first thing they think of is selling off their toys, selling off their second home, their additional things that they don't need. When they flood the market with that stuff and nobody's buying, prices come down. So everyone at that auction told me I got all the money for that car at $68,500. It should have been a $65,000 car, which, to be honest with you, is what I was expecting, $65,000. So is there a market adjustment? Yes, there still is. I basically got what he owned that car for 3 years later, which is amazing. So if I bought that car 3 years ago, I could have driven it for 3,500 miles in 3 years, sold it again. It's fall now. This past spring, I sold my 21 Corvette convertible for $86,000. I think I paid $80,000 and I put some wheels on it. So I sold it for $86,000. So that's how much it's changed. Like, it went from $86,000, granted it's a convertible, and it was a year newer, but the mileage was the same, didn't have the exhaust. So yeah, things are changing. Corvette prices are coming down significantly. We saw the Range Rover, the Land Rover Discovery going through. We saw the Broncos going through. And we saw the Escalade, the brand new Escalade with 200 miles go through. There is still a market adjustment on rare cars. If you can't just go buy an Escalade convertible, there's a premium on them. So who's buying these cars at the auction? The new car stores. The new car stores can buy that Escalade, brand new, put it on their lot, sell it as a one owner. So when they aren't allowed to do market adjustments anymore on new cars, well, now they have a used 200-mile car that they can price it as whatever they wanted. And if somebody doesn't want to wait, they can go get one right now and pay a premium. Ford can't get rid of trucks. Dodge can't get rid of trucks. Jeep can't sell Wranglers, Grand Cherokee. So there are tons and tons of incentives out there. Do not be paying market adjustment on anything unless you're buying a premium, like, hard to get car and you really, really, really want it, which you shouldn't. Who cares right now? We're not in 2020 and 2021 anymore. The government isn't just throwing us money and interest rates are high. So if you don't need it, I recommend not even buying it. I hope this video was helpful, informative, insightful, educational, and yeah, if it was, hit the like button right here for me. It's free to you and it helps me. It helps boost the algorithm. Subscribe if you're into anything auto related, with auto economics or auto flipping or whatever. And if it's car related, it's on this channel. There's a bell. If you hit the bell, you get notifications for my next video. We're going to bring that Corvette back to life. So click the bell to get notifications every time I make a new video. I'll see y'all later. Thanks for watching. Adios.